Hello, I'm Jane, and I'm gonna be taking on a trip back in time. This is my time travel machine. Hop on! We are in the Dark Ages, just after the fall of the Roman Empire. While we're at it, why don't we go here, to Britain? What is now Scotland was ruled by the Picts, and what is now Ireland was ruled by the Scots. Now southwest England was ruled by the Anglo-Saxons, while the Celtic Britons or ancient Britons held Wales and the rest of England. Around this time, supposedly a king named King Arthur came and united Britain, and people say there really was a Celtic chief named Arthur. Now, let's leave Britain. You know why? We are going to the Byzantine Empire, where two leaders, Justinian and Theodora, made Byzantine great. They both started out lowly, but they eventually became the emperor and the what? Empress? Now let's go back to Europe, where a lot of changes have been happening, like the Ostrogoths extending, France extending, Ireland finally being ruled by the Irish themselves, not the Scots, and the kingdom of the Gepids extending. Then, a missionary named Columba went from Scotland to Ireland to teach the Irish about Christianity. And then, after that, some Anglo-Saxons wrote a story that might be based on a true story. It tells the story of Beowulf, a heroic guy who fought a monster. He belonged to Geatland. The Geatland was in Sweden. Meanwhile, in Spain, some trouble popped up when some Muslims attacked and invaded the Visigoths. They were known as Al-Andalus or Cordoba, and they were what was left of the Umayyad Caliphate. Then an Englishman who would soon be known as Saint Boniface came as an apostle to the Germans. Then came a controversy about idols, creating the iconoclast controversy, where Christians killed other Christians over that matter. Then came Charles Martel, a Frenchman who kicked out the Muslims. You see, they tried to invade France, but no. Then his grandson, Charlemagne, increased France, but when he died, his kingdom was divided by his grandsons. Then some people known as the Vikings came along. The Vikings are from a region of Europe known as Scandinavia. Scandinavia contains three countries: Denmark, Norway, and of course, Sweden. They each began to conquer and attack. Sweden took over Russia, forming Kievan Rus. Denmark took over a piece of France, known as Normandy. And finally, Norway explored west, as far as America. Then, remember how Denmark invaded France? They also invaded England, but a king named Alfred the Great kicked them out. Finally, Methodius and Cyril teamed up to teach the Slavs Christianity, and they made a new language actually. Now let's go to Asia. First, we go to Japan, where a tribe known as Tokugawa united all of Japan. Although not really all, but all the tribes so far, I think. Then we go to China, where the Sui dynasty came, and then the Tang dynasty, the golden age of China. One of its leaders was Wu Zetian, the Empress of China. Now we go to Arabia and Muhammad. Muhammad invented Islam, and it became influential because that's how Spain became Islamic, other stuff, and Charles Martel. We've talked about them before back in Europe. Now, finally, we go to the 1001 Nights. You see, there was a story that several stories were told for 1001 Nights. Although they're in an Arabian context, some of them originated from places like India and China. Bye bye! See you next time!